Good morning. We're glad that y'all decided to come be with us this morning. And we want to welcome you to our July 6, 2026 board meeting. Again, thank you all for coming out this morning, and hopefully we'll make some decisions here this morning that'll benefit the citizens of Octavia County, not for just right now, but for the future also. With that being said, I'm going to ask Supervisor Trainer, if you don't mind, would you lead us in a word of prayer, please?
Let us pray. Well, God, we come this morning to say thank you. We thank you, Lord, for this day that you have made, and we're going to rejoice and be glad therein. We ask you for your guidance, oh Father, and direction as we contemplate and deliberate and make decisions on the business for your people. We thank you, oh Lord, for everything that you've done, and we just pray, Lord, that these decisions will be beneficial to those that we serve. We just thank you for things as well as they are the good as well as the not so good, because we know it takes all that to make life what it is. And we pray, Father, that once our business is done here, that we go our separate ways and find things in order where we may go. In Jesus' name we pray. Let the heart say amen, amen, amen.
Thank you, Supervisor Trainer. We hope that everybody had a wonderful 4th, and we're again glad to see you here this morning. With that being said, we're going to move down our agenda, and the next item on the agenda is our citizens' comment period. This is a time when any citizens of Octavia County can come before the board for up to 3 minutes to voice any concerns that you may have. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and open up the agenda. Good morning, Mr. Turner.
Good morning. Good morning to everyone. I hope that the vote was good. The citizens, we pray for the young people. The young people, they want to portray Snoop Dogg. That's not good. But the law that we got now, that if they good enough to do a murder or whatever, they will suffer the consequences. But we're going to have to be careful with that, because that if they believe what Snoop Dogg believes.
Thank you, Mr. Turner. Need a motion to acknowledge comment?
Motion to acknowledge. Second.
Motion by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor Trainer. All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Would there be anyone else? I think we've got another comment. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. My name is Andy Langford. I don't know if this is the right place to say this, but I'm here on behalf of the new Bitcoin mining center. I don't know if y'all oversee that, but I want to strongly disapprove of that. I've talked to dozens of friends, doctors, pilots, construction workers. I could talk down to y'all like I know more about this than y'all, but y'all seem like y'all are pretty important, knowledgeable people. And the research I've done quite a bit, is basically every time one of these things comes into town, either that or a data center, it's bad news for the town, bad news for the people. They usually promise something and go a whole lot farther. And so I just stand here today as a citizen to disapprove of this. Maybe y'all aren't even people to do this. They're in the wrong building or room. But that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Langford.
Thank you for doing this, and you also have comments from the city of Starkville as well.
Okay. That's tomorrow? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Need a motion to acknowledge. Motion by Supervisor Farmer, second by Supervisor Little. All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. President Marvell Howard, Supervisor Mr. Scotty Little, Supervisor Mr. Joe Williams, Supervisor Mr. Orlando Trainer, and Supervisor Mr. Ben Carter. And also I'd like to recognize Mr. Wayne Carter. Good morning. Thank you for allowing me this opportunity to address you today. First, I would like to thank each of you for your willingness to serve citizens of Octavia County. Public service requires sacrifice, thoughtful leadership, and sincere commitment to improving the lives of others. I would also like to recognize the veterans who serve on this county leadership. President Marvell Howard, Supervisor Joe Williams, and County Administrator Mr. Wayne Carpenter. Thank you for your military service for our nation. As a fellow veteran, I know each of you understand the sacrifices made by those who have worn the uniform and the lifelong needs many veterans continue to face long after the military service has ended. These men and women, I'm talking about veterans, these men and women have the privilege, I'm having the privilege of speaking on these men and women today. My name is Frank Nichols, and I'm a District 5 resident, disabled combat veteran, a retired chief of police, a minister, and current director of our Tullahoe County Sheriff Chaplain Program. I came here today out of respect for this board and out of concern for the veterans of our Tullahoe County. Let me be clear, this is not a personal attack against the current veteran service officer. I've never met her personally, and I have no personal issues with her. My concern is not about one individual. My concern is about accessibility, visibility, communication, representation, and accountability. Recently, I asked a simple question on social media. Do you know who the veteran service officer is in Tullahoe County? The response was overwhelming. The post received over 4,500 views, and many veterans expressed to me that they have never met the veteran service officer, did not know how to contact the office, and had traveled to other neighboring counties seeking assistance because they simply did not know where to turn here at home. No veteran should have to leave their home county where they live and pay taxes simply because they cannot access the service intended to help them. I've always believed that public service isn't measured by simply occupying a position. It's measured by whether the people you are called to serve know who you are, know how to reach you when they need you, and have confidence that someone is fighting for them. I believe we can do better. We live in an age where communication is easier than ever. Why is it that we have a dedicated web page to veteran service? Why is it that we have active social media presence providing office hours, outreach events, benefits updates, and important VA information? Why aren't we regularly meeting veterans where they already gather? In churches, civic centers, organizations, veteran organizations, schools, and communities. One opportunity already exists. The Veteran Service Office is literally connected to the Unity Park, directly across the street from the courthouse. This park could become a gathering place for veterans who meet for coffee early mornings, each morning before the Mississippi heat set in. It could be a place for veterans to ask questions, receive information about benefits, learn about available resources, simply enjoy fellowship with fellow veterans, and even receive encouragement and prayer. This opportunity costs very little, yet they could make tremendous difference for the veterans who simply want to know they have not been forgotten. I also recognize that this may not be an issue with one individual. If one veteran service officer is expected to meet the needs of every veteran in Tullahoe County, then perhaps the board should evaluate whether the current staffing level and the available resources are sufficient. If the workload exceeds what one person can reasonably accomplish, then we owe it to our veterans to consider solutions that improve accessibility, responsiveness, and accountability. Whether that means additional personnel, expanding outreach, stronger community partnership, volunteer assistance, or simply better communication, I respectfully ask that this board evaluate what is necessary to ensure that veterans don't fall through the crack. My purpose today is not to simply identify problems. My purpose is to encourage solutions. I believe every member of this board wants veterans to receive the highest level of service possible. My hope is that today's conversation becomes the beginning of a renewed commitment to making veteran service more visible, more accessible, and more responsive throughout Tullahoe County. Every veteran should know where to go for help. Every veteran should know who represents them. Every veteran should know someone is advocating on their behalf. Veterans answered the call when America called and didn't hesitate. Today, we simply ask Tullahoe County to answer our call. We're not asking for special treatment. We are asking for visible leadership, accessible service, meaningful outreach, and accountability. As a fellow public servant, I believe that the measure of any officer is not simply that it exists, but that the people it serves knows it exists, can access it, and trust to answer when they call. I stand ready to work alongside the board, Mr. Carpenter, our veteran service officer, and any veteran organization in this county to make our Tullahoe County a role model for veteran service throughout Mississippi. Veterans answer the call for America without hesitation. Today, we simply ask our Tullahoe County to answer our call. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. We, just for the public, we allowed, Mr. Nichols to go beyond the 3 minutes because they called the board and I assumed he was gonna be on the agenda. But that being said, certainly appreciate you appearing before the board. Certainly great comments and certainly we want to make sure that we take care of our veterans here in Occidental County. Whatever it is that we need to do, we're certainly sitting here willing and waiting to do so. So again, thank you so much. I don't know if any other board members.
I mean, I almost think I got your notes that you had sent, about this, so I'll try to dig in a little deeper because, military veterans and all very important, to me also.
Yes, ma'am.
That's there. And I spoke with, General Andrew Brendan out of Mississippi State. He's over Veterans Affairs out there. And that is also in Occidental County, and so their office and our office, from what, he was telling me, serve the same purpose. Anybody in Occidental County can go out to Mississippi State or come to our office here locally. So, and there's a designated spot at Mississippi State for any veteran to park, which is unheard of, to have a spot out there. And he told me that by statute of law, that every county is supposed to have an office, part-time. But we in Occidental County have 2 offices, one that the county, supports, one that Mississippi State supports. So we have the ability to go full-time, and that's something that he said that he'd be interested in helping, all of us collaborate with.
Great.
To where we can have, a full-time person staffed all the time, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, to where, instead of just part-time, because he wants this to be the best that it can be. And if there's a problem or a notice that's out there, they want to know about it too, and they want to help because they're there to help do the same thing, that we are,
Yes, ma'am.
here. So, and Occidental County is the only county in the state of Mississippi that has the ability, that has 40 hours a week for veteran services. There's not another county anywhere in the state of Mississippi that has that. So that makes me proud that we do have the ability to do that. And I think maybe we just need to put a little bit more information out there. When I did a Google search, I found where, Patricia Hodgson's office and hours and everything were. And I know that it's sometimes harder for veterans that may not have access, to internet. And maybe we need to do some things different. But he is going to be getting with us to help collaborate that and maybe try to get things better for the whole county because it is very important.
Okay, because they have a web page and everything. We don't have anything for Occidental County other than just that information that you just named. There's no Facebook page, and it's free. We just put a Facebook page up and just announce when there's meetings or any updates, because updates come out often through the VA, and we either have to hear by word of mouth or we hear, of course, online. So if we can just have a web page or a Facebook page that promotes that, even if you put the same information out that Mississippi State puts out, at least it'll be county owned. That makes sense.
Yes, and that's some of the things that we talk about with collaborate, make sure that everything is transparent on both ends. Because they're the same, they serve the same purpose.
That's right.
It's just one's at Mississippi State and one's here. And so we have the only one. So that made me feel better that we do have the ability to make things better here in Occidental County, especially for full-time, where the office is staffed full-time.
Yes, ma'am.
That's there. So thank you for bringing that up. I
Yes,
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, listen, we certainly appreciate it again, and you brought up some issues, I think, that could be handled pretty easily with just a minimal effort. Some of those things, I think we can jump on right away. The others, I think we can work through with the continued,
And please know that,
making sure that they.
and please know that there are volunteers out there. We understand that we can't go through files because, but a lot of us have secret clearances. So anything we can do to help with each other. A veteran, of course, y'all know, a veteran wants to feel wanted even after the service.
Absolutely.
So that's all we want to do. We volunteer whatever we need to do just to get more visible.
Being a veteran myself, I do seek services. And I think it's important for accountability and visibility. So you mentioned those things, and hopefully we can implement some of your concerns in the near future.
Thank you so much.
I don't want you to leave though without me saying that our veteran officer did appear before us at our last board meeting.
Okay.
And she did highlight some activities involved in.
Okay.
So she has been busy, but again, there are some things I think that with mental health that we can make it even more visible.
Yeah, and, you know, and she's probably, I'm sure she's got the caseload out of the world, so, you know, we understand that.
Absolutely.
And like I said, we're here to help.
Absolutely. We certainly appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank y'all.
Would there be anyone else that would like to appear before us? Motion, motion by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor Little. All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Would there be anyone else that would like to appear before the board for 3 minutes? If not, we will consider this portion of our agenda as being closed. Next on the agenda, we've got our oath of service ceremony, and this is a ceremony that was adopted by the board. Our administration office worked on this really hard, led by Ms. Jennifer Franklin, our human resource development officer. And as always, we're always honored to have the Honorable Judge Leanne Turner to administer our oath of service. And she's here this morning. Thank you so much for coming.
Absolutely.
Again, we just want to make sure that we recognize our new employees that's coming aboard and welcome them in the right way. With that being said, is our human resource?
She's actually on leave this week, Supervisor. I'm gonna take the lead
Okay.
a little bit, and I'm gonna ask Mr. Franco Shields if he would step forward. You know, it's a tradition that the board recently started, and I think it's very important to communicate to our new employees and to the public, you know, the values that we hold and the values, the expectations that we have of all of our new employees, and this oath is designed to do that. We're blessed to have our county court judge, Leanne Turner, to administer that oath. She does such a fine job. Thank you so much, Judge. With that, I'll turn it over to you.
Absolutely. Thank you. All right. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. First of all, if you'll introduce yourself, tell everybody your name and your position.
Yes, ma'am. How y'all doing? My name is Franco Shield. I work for the C Shop, where I'm on the road department as a laborer. And I want to say thank y'all for allowing me to work for Octavia County.
Thank you very much. All right, Mom. Oh, yes, ma'am. And then if you'll go, he's going to raise his right hand and he's going to put his left hand. Okay. All right. All right. I state your name.
Franco Shields.
Okay. Do solemnly swear or affirm
Do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will faithfully support
that I will faithfully support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Mississippi,
and the Constitution of the State of Mississippi,
and that I will
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office or position
the duties of the office and position
upon which I am about to enter,
upon which I am about to enter.
with service as my guide.
Service as my guide.
I pledge to uphold the ties
I pledge to uphold the ties
that bind us to our community and to each other.
that binds us to our community and to each other.
For the next part, you won't repeat after me. I will make a statement, and if you agree, you'll say, I do.
Yes, ma'am.
I pledge to act with transparency, fostering openness and truthful communication in my duties.
I do.
I pledge to conduct myself with unwavering integrity, ensuring honesty, fairness, and accountability.
I do.
I pledge to commit to genuine engagement, respectfully collaborating with colleagues, partners, and citizens. I pledge to exercise diligent stewardship, responsibly managing the resources entrusted to Octavia County.
I do.
Now we go back to repeating.
Okay.
I understand that these values
I understand that these values
are the foundation of my commitment
are the foundation of my commitment
to public service
to public service
in Octavia County, Mississippi.
in Octavia County, Mississippi.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you. Thank y'all so much. Thank you. I want to say that, listen, I've known this young man since he was a little tot. Young man of great integrity, and I'm gonna tell you what, he's gonna be a great asset to Octavia County. So thank you so much. Thank you.
I
I normally wouldn't add this, but I want to say that I have two brothers that are now deceased that were employees at Howard County. I could cry right about now, but I did that last night because I didn't want to make up. But I want to say on behalf of our family that we do appreciate y'all carrying on the legacy of him being employed with Howard County, because it does bring joy to our heart to know that we are still a part of, of the county supervisor board and being about our Father's business. And may God bless each of you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
And Mama, thank you so much for coming and supporting us today.
Mama's gonna make sure he does well.
Her two brothers were Danny Ray Jones and Melvin Jones. They worked, Danny Ray was one of the best motor grade operators you wanted to have. So we appreciate the family service.
Thank y'all so much.
Judge, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Good to see you.
Thank you. You too.
I know. We could,
Mama's gonna stay on there.
Absolutely.
we took after her. She's a precious
Glad
lady.
to be here. Like to see that.
He's gonna be a hard worker. He's gonna be a hard worker. They don't put the motions
Next on our agenda, we have approval of our board minutes. Can I get a motion to approve board minutes?
Make a motion to approve it.
Motion by Supervisor Trainer,
That's something.
yes. Second by Supervisor Carver. Discussion.
Well, the June 1st board minutes talked about the road department and the assistant road manager being road manager cop. Assistant road manager cop, so I think that's a typo. That's under the road department. 7-8 number 1, 6-7. 7 number 1. That, and that's a typo, I'm sure. And we can correct that. Should be assistant road manager Keith Thompson, I believe. He the one made the presentation. Mr. Thompson made the presentation on that day. And there's a typo from county administrator. Maven Volunteer Fire Department, I think that gets a typo that's turned to B-A-D-E-N instead of M-A-V-E-N, maybe, not Maven. And I'm not just being critical, but I think these are things that are gonna go in the archive and should be done. And Williams requested the update on tobacco juice, and Mr. Trainer, I know you was concerned about that, but I'm the one that requested update.
Okay.
So about we request an update on tobacco juice creek. And I hope we continue to work on that creek and get that resolved. So that should be Supervisor Weaver.
Any other observations?
I yield the floor.
If there are no other observations, can we get a motion to amend the board order to reflect the correct that? Motion by Supervisor Carter, second by Supervisor Little. All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Board orders are accepted. I want to pause just 1 second. I think we've got a new reporter with Commercial Dispatch. Would you introduce yourself to the board and to the public?
Yeah, sure. My name is Paloma. I'm the new reporter at the Commercial Dispatch. You guys might be used to seeing Candace. Cadence here. I'm Cadence's replacement, so I'll be around instead of her.
Welcome aboard. Glad to have you. Moving, all right. Okay, we need a motion, we have to consider agenda, can I get a motion, to accept the consent agenda? Motion by Supervisor Trainer, second by Supervisor Little, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Okay, now we're at, a tax assessor collector, Ms. Joellen Walker, for the submission and, equalization of the 2026 real and personal property assessment rolls. Good morning.
Morning, how's everybody?
Doing well, doing well.
We would be doing better if we weren't done.
I know, I would feel better. I'm here to turn in my personal property and, a real property tax roll for the 2026, year.
Okay. Action that the board needs to take is. Accept.
Motion for acceptance.
Motion by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor Trainer. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
All right.
Okay.
As part of her section, we worked into the agenda to try and go ahead and get all of our tax roll business done at one time. So, Chancellor Clerk also has an item that's related to this. Sharon, I'll let you introduce that item.
If you would look in your packet, I had sent the assessor's affidavit and the, I'll need an order for the real and personal property assessment rolls to publish in the newspaper.
Can you explain it to me just what that is exactly?
What
That is, what's this motion carry? And what is it?
this right here?
Yeah, just explain to me what it is.
What this is by law, we have to run that in the newspaper, and they have until the end of June to appeal any assessments that they see fit on the new, because this is the new appraisal year.
It also states
The
that
end
I
of July,
get my percent of my 100% because I do 25% each year. So I can do the completion at the 4 year from time for the update. So this is what that is.
And that's what I have to publish in the paper.
Newspaper, okay.
Yes.
That's a separate motion or?
It is a separate motion. We have to do them each
Yes.
separately. We're just trying to get all this tax business handled at the same time.
I'm looking for it.
There's a motion by Supervisor, Carl, second by Supervisor Trainer. All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
And I will say these tax rolls, if it can get out to the public, that they will be in my vault for anybody that is welcome to come and look at them.
Is that what you're on?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else from the board, Mr. President? You guys?
Yes.
I have one final item. In relation to the comments made by the Chancery Clerk, each citizen is authorized to come check out their tax roll, the tax rolls, and to appeal those. They have to have their appeal in not later than the first meeting Monday in August. And so in that light, we've collaborated to create a citizen's guide to property tax equalization and appeals. And I wanted the board to acknowledge that or approve it. It's just a process and a form for citizens to fill out if they want to appeal their assessment values.
Just to walk us through this, they first contact the tax office.
Yes,
And
sir.
discuss whatever issue that they might have.
So all throughout the month of July, Sharon will have those rolls available for inspection. They're welcome to come by and take a look at those. They're welcome to talk informally with the tax assessor. They're welcome to view their property cards and make sure there's not any administrative errors that can be very quickly corrected. They're welcome to present evidence to the tax assessor regarding the valuation of their property. If the tax assessor agrees, she will make those changes, and it won't have to be appealed. But if they can't come to an agreement, then the public has an opportunity to come before this board to adjudicate the valuation of their property. And this Citizens Guide appeals process is just a mechanism to formalize that so that, and give us something that we can provide to anyone who would like to do an appeal so that they would be able to organize their paperwork and everything efficiently and present it to the board in an efficient manner.
I just wanted to make sure that it was clear that was steps before that.
Oh, yes,
before the
yes.
board, so, yeah.
Wayne, where can they find this document that you're speaking about right now?
Of course, it's going to be in the public packet here. They're welcome to contact my office when they come to check out the roll or when they come to visit with the tax assessor. They can get copies of it there.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, if we have copies available, if they're in your office, like on the staff or something, somebody wants to get a copy, then just take a, you know.
Well, let me just say this now, there's, of course, Mr. Carpenter's board order for the board, but if someone has a discrepancy, there's a list that I have to go by from my statutes.
Yes.
So the order that you see that is from Mr. Carpenter, that's for you all. But for me, for personal and real, or anything, you know, I have a protocol that I have to go by and a list that you have to bring. And I am going to ask Mr. Carl Zetter to go ahead and put that under my website so that if they want to appeal it, come speak to me.
First.
Come speak to me first.
That's right.
And about anything, they can discuss it. I will show up, even to the property, go back there, I can look at it if they need to. But they come to me first, and I have my own, and if they object to it, and they come to the board, and then they have Mr. Carpenter's form to go ahead and fill out.
So if you have your form, can it be there for anybody to look at or have?
Yes, I'm gonna ask Mr. Carpenter to go ahead and put it under the tax assessors.
Well, I'm saying like maybe, you know, like a stack of them, or have it posted somewhere so somebody can see the form they're gonna need to come.
I'm gonna get him to post it under mine, so they'll know what to have when they bring. But if I'll put a stack out there by this, when I put insurance.
I was trying to make it easier, since this is that board here, where, you know, where it's assessment, where it's up to 85%. I know it's gonna affect most everybody.
I think you will find that your list of required documents is also included in this.
Yes, right there.
So I think we're trying to cover all our bases for collaboration.
That is correct.
Just public, just know that our tax assessor's door is open. She's willing to help you with this initial process. And then if she can't, after she does everything she can, if she can't, y'all can come to an understanding, then you're more than welcome to follow the rest of the process.
And I will come to the board with you, so we all understand.
Absolutely. Is there, did we need a?
We need a motion, but I would appreciate a motion to approve the citizen guide as presented.
Your appeal process,
Yes, sir.
approval of that.
That's right.
Appeal process.
Motion by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor Little. Any other discussion?
What would be the most visible place to put that document? What do y'all mean, on the county website, Texas?
Where do you think so? Yes.
Could you do that? Whatever. Okay.
It probably needs to be on the county tax assessment.
It needs to be on everything. Sure.
In the newspaper, that could be good.
Yes, I will put that in the newspaper.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joey.
Okay, now we're down to our county engineer, Mr. Pritchard.
Nothing there, no issue.
Just a few updates for you this morning. Bullhead Robinson now has the seal coat on it, with back shoulders and striping. We finished with the reclamation and the seal.
That's very cool. Very cool.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yes. Camps Airport Road, we're soil cementing and starting to seal on it. Working on the north end. Rock Hill West is done. Willow Road is done. And by way of, the mixer is now on West Sand Creek Road. And Supervisor Trainer, if you could help us with some of the constituents in there, there's a lot of cars parked right on the edge of the driveway and such. I've asked the contractor to get forward on them, we're coming in and mixing and cementing and what have you, but any help you could offer on that end would be appreciated. Now, when we through there this morning, they're gonna start building the existing pavement today, but they won't start soil cement for a day or two. We need to let those folks know if we can. Gotta wait. New lights.
I would like to express the importance of letting folks know that soil cement is some rough stuff if you don't go ahead and get it off in your vehicle. We've already got a claim into the county for that, so any way we could help get the word out.
I rode it again this morning, this vehicle's literally parked right on the edge of the road, so any word we can get out and not have this contract also. New lights essentially finished. We've got two little sections that we're gonna mill one lane, they roughed up the edge a little bit and overlay that and stripe it. We feel pretty good about that. Blackjack and Bethel are still pinning a little bit of patching and striping out there. Supervisor Little and Attorney Robertson, I need the right-of-way certificate on Sherman. I believe you gave that to him, or you picked that up there.
Oh, what now? I'm sorry.
Sherman Road.
He signed it, and you picked it up at our meeting.
I don't think I picked it
You
up.
did. Remember, you signed it when he came in, and then you got it and put it in your folder.
And the utility certificate, I think y'all approved last meeting on that job. I don't know if I've gotten it signature.
I just get with me and we'll knock it out. I'm sure we can get another one done if we need to.
If anything's been approved, it's all been signed and ready. If you won't let me, I can look back through last month's package.
Patty may be right. I may have the right-of-way certificate. We got,
It's the
you were
utility
giving it to
certificate.
Rod and he came in late. That's
Yes.
something I think.
On 2 wheels.
Yeah.
So I may have that with the utility certificate I'll need, and then we can advertise the Sherman Road box.
Yeah, that's exactly. It said
I'm pretty certain the utilities certificate was that last meeting. I know I've seen it in my head. I know I've seen it. It was Morgan Chapel Water and somebody else, and I know that former President Howard has signed it. So it may just be a function of me getting it to you.
I'll need the original, because there's nothing else I pick it up. We're working on the Longview 8th and potential change orders. We've got the quantities up. Willis is actually riding with Pittsburgh this morning. We got the pipe side, so we should have a number for you on that. Other than that, on the next coming meeting, July 22nd, I think we're ready to submit our scope of work for the roadway assessment. Already that, we have to get on the agenda for them. I'm open to any questions that you might have.
With Blackjack, the pavement Blackjack Road, around Hurst Road, apparently when they were doing some shoulder dressing, there was some damage done.
Yes, sir, that's the patch that I'm talking about doing. They're gonna go in and correct those areas.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir. There's not much on Bethel at all, but there is some on Blackjack.
Yeah, there's quite a bit on Blackjack.
And they're aware of that.
Right, okay. In addition to that, you were asked to do a survey of 7 roads that had some discrepancies as to the existing of the road, and I thought it go.
Lean Lane being one of them, and there's a couple more, and I don't recall those. But the field work is done on those. I know Lane is ready for me to submit to y'all. I'll have to check on the status of the other two. But the field work is done.
Field work is done.
Yes, sir. And I think Lane is drawn up and ready.
Could you stay around more toward the end of the meeting to further discuss another issue?
Yes.
Thank you.
I got one, he's talking about Longview, they're swapping in Neely. Has anything been done on Neely? That's the one that comes out on Sturgis Maiden Road, and it's a hazard for people to run off at 60, 70 miles an hour. We started having those discussions a month or two ago, but
Yeah, we've got that.
it needs to come to a T. I just continue to get calls of people, and then they come out that way and sling gravel off. It's just a really dangerous intersection. If y'all could get together and look at Neil, he knows, Mr. Collins understands what the objective is.
I've not looked at it, I know you brought it up, but I've not fixed it, nothing on that for sure.
Yeah, y'all get together and, I can tell you about New Light and to the board why I thank y'all again for that one. That's become, has been a major thoroughfare, and we finally get those stripes on there, and it's kind of like button up the tuxedo and looks good, and then, you know, and I know this business is giving one call that somebody thanks you, they always say, it's not a big deal to call, and I think that it is a very big deal, and we relay that to the board, so this board has been, and your company has been very forthcoming on a lot of roads and projects countywide, and so when we get those calls, I'll convey that to the board, and thank you, and thank you to the board.
Anybody else tonight?
Thank you.
A motion to accept engineer report, motion by Supervisor Carl, second by Supervisor Trainer. All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. I'd like to tell a little story about this 50-some thousand citizens in Octavia County, and it was one person that from time to time would just come to the board and sit in that chair. So I just want to tell y'all thank you and leave. And that was Chris Taylor. He was the one person of Octavia County that would just come and say thank you.
And then he'd get on you and
Sure would. Absolutely. Next on our agenda, we got road department report. Road manager, Mr. Collins. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Oh, just quickly. We got our road manager report. And if everything is okay in that, we'll make sure to approve it. And then I've got about 3 other little items.
Motion to accept.
We accept the road manager report.
Motion by Supervisor Trainer, second by Supervisor Little. All in favor? Any other discussion?
Other discussion. Somewhere on there, we talked about Valley Road, Clifford Road, some of the other ones are being prepared and some grading being done and getting ready to be paid. Yeah. And of course, Wooten, I think, was one of them too. Daily Road. Yeah. We talked about getting them ready and preparation being done. Yeah. I don't know whether any preparation. I'm just asking. Yeah. Any preparation they done.
We can't really do anything until we get easements on those roads, because we go out and take out the stuff without easement.
Yeah, that's part of it.
We're in our trouble.
I thought that was part of the preparation.
But it is one of the ones that's being surveyed that they are working on. That was one of the ones that was put up in that list.
Okay. I just want to type of progress on that.
Yeah, it's one of the ones that's been put on that list to be surveyed. So it is being worked on.
I want to thank the road manager and the county engineer for helping us get these easements set up for the future. Lining that stuff up is going to be really good moving forward. So that will help tremendously, having all that stuff done on the front end.
I should call your attention to something and make it be known. Lean is a dangerous situation, and I want the board to know that. It's a dangerous situation going around that curve, and we've had several conversations about that, because the person coming from the southern part and the person going north, going around the curve, can't see each other. They can't see each other. So a person really don't know who's coming around the curve. And we talked about how we can, so someone won't get hurt and danger occur. We talked about how we can correct that situation. And you've been doing a good job, Mr. Collins. Let me commend you for your thoughts and how you have figured out a way to get that rectified But I hope that we continue to emphasize and continue to work on getting that resolved.
We will. As soon as we can get this, report in and get those easements in, I think we can jump on that. It won't take them long to get that situation taken care of.
Right. Okay.
So it's just a matter, and I hope a week or so we can have that all taken care of and the surveys and all done. Right. And so we can get everything together and get that taken care of. We can get all that done and get it behind us.
That's why I was thinking that we can't do anything else. We need to clear up dangerous situations that gonna undoubtedly cause an accident. But thank you for your thoughts in regards to that, and thank you for figuring out how we can possibly get it done.
We ready to jump on that, and we've been in discussion there, at the department that what we're gonna do as soon as we can to get that taken care of. So we ready to take care of it.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you very much.
Anything else before we approve road manager
I
report?
just want to publicly say to Leslie Millens and Mr. Thompson and you just stepping up. I was out on personal leave and work leave, but just stepped up and got a lot of garbage cans delivered and a lot of those things. I want to tell y'all thank you. And also there's a dead tree. I called it in, it's at 5909 New Light. It's so visible and I get a call about it every day.
Yeah.
I sent it to you last week, but it's
That's one of the ones, I've got someone out right now. They out on Brown Road taking care of some, Longview, Edenton, and we in that one. So we ready for it.
We're still seeing the remnants of all the ice storms and that stuff. And
I will say, while they're out, identifying dead trees on Douglastown Road, right up, past, Sheriff Phelps. There's.
Yeah, we've got it. We've identified it. It's on that list, and I think they don't count on tree cutter's been on vacation, and I talked to him this morning. He wasn't back, but that's the reason I sent one of my guys out to get with those guys to show them exactly what the trees were and to give them a count and take one of his guys around and drive them around and show them what trees they needed to cut so they wouldn't miss them.
where are we at on that list? Do we still have a few to go? Or
We got 50 more, and then we'll be ready to work on doing another bid. We cutting it down pretty quick.
And I know we've talked about, and I think I've sent something in, but, down there, on that creek, where that subdivision Arcadia is, down in that, creek, that area, we gone last summer and kind of cleaned up, they couldn't see coming in out of that subdivision. It's kind of creeping back up, but it's, that whole road, down in that creek is really bad. It's gonna start impinging flow, get some of that
Okay.
out of there.
I wonder if we might could mention to our sprayer, if you've already cleaned it up one time and you're having trouble with it coming back.
Well, no, this is down in the creek part. They didn't go back and consider that creek area. They did that other, but it just needs to be cleaned
Yeah,
up.
we'll have to go in and kind of clean it up, cut it up where the debris will move out of that.
I guess I'll go ahead while you're here. A-Shop has requested a 25-gallon sprayer.
Yeah.
So they can spray in underneath the bridges and things without having to get.
We could actually get each one of them.
Okay.
The same one. Yes.
Let me thank you again for what you do, Mr. Collins. To make mention too, that there's a bad drainage problem right there in front of the church. I don't know what it's causing that problem, but we'll see what we can do about correcting that.
On which one?
It's immediately, it's in the gravel road. It's part of the gravel road.
All right, okay.
Immediately in front of the church, a bad drainage problem.
Which road is it?
What's the name of the church?
Well, Blackjack Church.
Okay, all right.
Right in front of Blackjack Church, I'm sorry. Yeah, the Cummins Road.
Yeah, okay, I've got another issue down there, so when we in there to take care of that, we'll take care of that.
Okay, thank you.
Motion to, all in favor of approving the road manager report? Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, and I got some other things that we need to go over. First of all, we got and this needs to go in our, we're gonna do a road closure starting tomorrow on the South Ridge Road. We gotta do bridge and button repair.
Make a motion, we authorize the closure.
Motion by Supervisor Trainer, second by Supervisor Little, all in favor?
We're looking at probably 3 to 4 day closure. South Ridge.
They're gonna be routed.
We're gonna have to reroute them back, yeah. We'll have to reroute them back through Eccles and, yes, back out on Wood.
Hey, South Ridge is down over 25, doesn't it?
South Ridge is down south of Montgomery.
Yes.
We got a way to get out though.
Yeah, they can go both ways. It's actually right on the beat line. Pat, one side of the bridge is yours and one side is yours. I was looking at it this morning.
That's
Can you give me those details so I can get them posted on the website?
Yes. And it actually, it's the only bridge in that area.
And y'all gonna let emergency go?
Yeah, I'll notify them and we're gonna put up detail sign.
And so they're gonna be rerouted through Eccles.
Yes, gonna be through Eccles and out Williams Road. Our gravel road spraying is on the way. Our first round of paved road spraying has been sprayed, so if there's any road that y'all see that we may have missed, would y'all notify us? So we can make sure they're on the list. If they're not, we can get them on that list.
I noticed with that spraying, this is not a total kill like a Roundup or a Racer. This is more letting the
More
grass
of a-
grow and let
yeah.
kill the bad stuff and the horses.
Trying to kill bad stuff and the weeds and stuff like that.
I followed that guy for a couple miles a day and he was accurate to a T. You know, he's got about 10 different buttons up there, but if you watch him, he can shoot at 30, 40 feet and then he can back it down.
Yeah. On the gravel road, we kind of do a stronger kill than we do on the paved roads. We try to do a little bit of brush maintenance and weed kill. We try to knock those back pretty good. Unless there's a washout area, we try to not spray those washout areas so they won't wash anymore. Last thing on my list, I've got, I need to, I guess first thing discuss, Wayne and I discussed, I've got a couple people on my crews that need to finish their CDL driver's license. And so we just need to kind of, I guess, discuss and approve getting that done.
Make a motion, we approve it. All right.
Second.
It's been motioned by Supervisor Trainer, second by Supervisor Williams, that we authorize the CDL license program.
I got one question. Didn't the CDL requirements change? Is this totally that you got to go to sit in the classroom now for a semester?
I think I would defer to Vic on that question. I'm not very familiar with all the CDL requirements, but it's got much more onerous in the last.
You have to be trained by a certified trainer. We have a program where we approve to employ one. We just need to get it approved to use them to take care of this.
But you don't have to go to. I heard
No,
now.
once this certified trainer does it, and she signs off on it, which is a lady that's doing it. Once she signs off on it that you've been through that training, they can then go take the road test. They'll use one of our vehicles and they'll go take the road test.
They don't have to go to junior college.
No, they don't. That trainer takes care of it all.
And how much does that cost?
It's about $2,000 fee per person.
I heard it got a lot more stringent.
Yeah, it is. It's not like it used to be.
And let me add, I don't know if it was during this board term, but I think it was, that we discussed putting in a CDL program, and there was some criteria that just anybody couldn't come up and request to go through this process. But we developed a criteria, talked about developing a criteria to identify the ones that would go through this process. And I think we even talked about if a person left before a certain amount of time, that they would pay back, depending on how long they stayed. So that was the criteria, but I think Victor has a couple of guys that has already used their personal leave, used their personal finances, and gotten permitted for these programs. So I assume those would be probably the leading candidates right now for that. But I think, did we ever finalize that?
I don't think we ever actually finalized the document.
So what we did not finalize, so what we will do, we're authorizing Victor to move forward with these guys he's identified. But we're tasking you all to go ahead and finish up that program with some criteria.
That's correct. So the urgent matter is the two that we have. And then the long term is to establish a policy and to get that approved by this board, whereby we identify the positions that require them, and then we establish the signing of documents that would require them to work for the county for a certain amount of time or pay it back, and those kinds of things. So yes, urgent matter is to approve the two, and we will develop and bring back to you a human resources policy that will allow us to do this going forward without having to come to the board constantly for approval.
I think there's a steward of taxpayer money. You just want to make sure the right people are getting it needed, and not every county employee that's going to.
No, it's not a every county employee.
And I like that idea. You're saying program back if they left.
And the reason this has kind of hit us at a point, we had one employee that had CDL that retired. Now we have out at A shop, we have an employee that. Our thing is, and let me explain this so we can make the public understand. If there's one driver out there, but he lives on this side of the county. This particular person lives in that area and can be on call and get there if something happens at night and they need a truck and need a machine. He's in the area, he's close. He can get there in a split time. So in a short period of time. So that's why we're requesting this person to get licensed. So they would have a licensed person. So if there's a storm, he can get to the shop and get the truck and get the machine to the tree without tying up deputies for 2 or 3 hours waiting on someone to come across the county, or either me get someone to go out there that's not familiar with that area.
And just the fact that the county always needs CDL licensed drivers.
I want to make sure we identify those up and coming people, and like if y'all go to the policy that we probably need to put 2 a year through the program, or whatever that number is.
Yes.
You know what the number is.
I don't see why we can't have all of them CDL. And why do people leave? They leave for more money. If we pay them like they're supposed to pay us, they wouldn't. And Delbert Holman has introduced a great tool with this new retirement with PERS that can make us very competitive and make us very attractive. And I really think we need to look at that. It's going to require us to spend some more money. But it's a good recruitment tool for the future for county employees throughout the state of Mississippi.
The hybrid retirement.
But at the same time, I don't think that we ought to hold people hostage. I think we ought to train them, get everybody in the road department with a CDL. That way, if you need a driver, you ain't got to, you have a driver from anybody. And then pay them a competitive salary, tie it into this new PERS retirement deal. And man, you have a benefit package that's phenomenal. This young man you all just mentioned about, Frank, how old is he? How old is he?
Probably 30.
Okay, 30. Now, with this new 30-year retirement, and the way they got this model set up, it's something that's pretty attractive. But you're going to have to pay Because the model that Dell has, I think it starts off with maybe $20, $24, $25 an hour. But it's a good model that we can use to attract good people. And we can keep them, for the long run. And I mean, I was looking at the personnel report and the turnover. I think I saw we had maybe 78 new hires, I guess, from last year? And I'm trying to figure out, I know we got.
It's in the past 12 months.
Is that standard? With the number of employees we got?
That 267 employees.
Is that over
what that percentage would be, guys?
I mean, does that seem a little high to me? Or is that? I mean, I know you got
Yes,
very reason.
I mean, I don't have the numbers in front of me, so I mean, I'll take a look and see.
But I'm just saying,
I don't know what the industry standards are.
Right, I just think we got a good opportunity, but as far as that, I wouldn't want us to hold, hey, if we invest $2,000 in them, put them at the pay scale they're supposed to be, I think they'll stay with us with the package. I mean, we got something really we can market. I mean, you got something that you can put up against wherever they want to go, if they understand exactly what's at stake. Is it going to take some time? Yeah. Well, 30 years. Hey, man, I'm down there almost 30 years. And some things I would have done when I first got there, I've been a whole lot better shape now. But some people think they're not going to stay around there a long time. Victor been here what? 40? 35? Yeah.
Twice.
So that's what we got to instill in our employees. You got to look at the long game.
We just keep pulling you back up a little bit.
Well,
And that can be attractive, man.
Well, you mentioned our human resource officer, and I think she's done a wonderful job of identifying the benefits that this county offers to employees. And that number, that's over the whole county, that's not just road departments.
We have had a pretty good turnout. It have been a few that, I wish could have done something to help.
Well, this is not a problem that's unique to Octavia County.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's
It's not.
But that being said, while you all putting together your criteria, it'd be a good time to just look at everything while we're looking.
I hope y'all trust that Jennifer and me and Dick and Rob will not let it get behind us this time, and we're gonna actually get a policy put together and move forward.
But I do also want to give kudos to our employees that's taking the initiative, that's being proactive and going ahead and getting ourselves positioned to be in line to move forward with expediting this process. So I do appreciate that. Next.
That's all I have.
Okay.
Well, thank you for the session.
We have a motion and a second to authorize the road manager to move forward with getting those two employees. All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Scott.
All right.
Next, we've got our county administrator.
Good morning. I hope this goes really quickly. I got two items on the agenda, one walk on and then a little bit of information. First item on the agenda is the intergovernmental joint contract jail agreement between us and the city of Starkville. You guys have been kept up to date all throughout this process, so I don't think there's any surprises here for you. So with that said, I'll entertain any questions and a motion.
Motion by Supervisor Tracy, second by Supervisor Little, that we approve the contract between Octavia County and the city of Starkville to house city inmates. Any other discussion? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously.
The second item on the agenda is a assistance request to the Tom Dickey River Valley Water Management District for a project out on Red Bud Creek. This will authorize the board attorney. We'll do the resolution. We'll send it over to the district for their board's approval, and it authorizes the board attorney and I think this is in your district, isn't it, Supervisor, to begin getting the easements necessary for this project.
Motion by Supervisor Little, second by Supervisor Carter. All in favor? Motion passes unanimously.
And then I have one walk-on. It came in a little bit late. Clyde, I'm struggling to get the W-9 on on that, Geo Stabilization International. I still haven't heard back from them. I'm gonna try and reach out. But the project over at the, Ford Professional Plaza is completed. Our engineer has taken a look at that and has authorized payment on it, saying that it's good to go. I happened to be over there at the eye doctor and stopped by there the other day. Looks like those guys have done a really good job over there. So with your approval, I wanted your approval because it wasn't in the claims docket to go ahead and pay this invoice.
Make a motion to pay.
Motion by Supervisor Trainer, second by Supervisor Little. We move forward with paying the invoice. All in favor? Discussion.
Do we still retain ownership of this building?
We still retain ownership as of right now.
Is it getting transferred over, or is that already
It's
discussed?
contractually obligated to transfer it over to Baptist upon completion of this project, and then they will give us $500,000 that they were holding in reserve.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously.
A little bit of information. So, I sent the letter to the link that y'all passed or agreed to last board meeting. Ms. Merrill Sackley reached out. She would like to come to the board. As we communicated to her in the letter, we'd like to hear from her, understand her vision. She had spoken with President Howard, and he had mentioned that the proper venue may be a working session where we can focus on this matter and possibly invite some of the other financial partners that we have in this agreement to come and where we can have some open discussions with Director Sackerly. So I would like to try and set a date for that sooner rather than later. If you guys can help me do that, I'll communicate it to Director Sackerly.
Steve, does the board for?
You need permission to set a date.
Yes, sir.
We don't have a date yet.
We don't have a date, no, sir. She indicated it to me that she'll come, whenever we can get some time set aside for her.
Motion that we allow the county administrator to set a date for the next.
Do y'all have any preferences?
8 o'clock on the 13th.
8 o'clock on the 13th?
Try for that.
Okay.
13th.
I'll certainly contact her and try and work through that.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll bring donuts.
And of course, that will be a working session, Rob. Remind me of the rules on that, so we won't be able to vote or do anything.
I think it needs to be a recess meeting. I mean,
We could do that.
that way if something come up between now and
That'd be the easiest thing to process.
Just set a recess meeting as opposed to a working session.
Yeah.
And I will invite, of course, the city of CEDA and representatives from the partnership to be available.
And that's contingent upon her schedule.
Her schedule, obviously. That's right. I promised her that I'd bring it to you guys, try and get a date, and I would contact her. If she's not available that day, then I will.
The second day may be 8 o'clock, Friday the 10th.
8 o'clock Friday the 10th? Okay, so we got two dates kind of working to whichever suits her. Friday the 10th and Monday the 13th.
Yeah, I know the 10th.
I can't do it.
No, we can't do the 10th. Yes, sir. We got two supervisors that won't be able to be here on the 10th.
What about Thursday?
I'll be gone the 9th through the 12th. But I can do it virtual.
16th.
Yeah, I'm gonna be gone the 9th through the 12th.
Board, sir, would it be proper if we invited Representative Shaq Taylor and Senator Mark Williams? This is an economic development.
I'll be happy to invite anybody that y'all instruct me
I think
to
it would be a
invite.
good idea. We all need to be on the same page when we're trying to figure these types of things out.
So it's the 16th?
can't make it.
They said no till
I
16.
can, I was just saying, if the 13th didn't work out for her, I was just trying to find another day.
Your regular meeting.
Can you find out who available dates and send them out, and then we
Or
pick one?
what she
The
did,
regular meetings on the 20th.
why don't, or we can say the 20th at 8 o'clock.
But now, the 20th, you all going to NACO? You gonna be out there then? That's NACO, gonna be 7.
That's in New Orleans.
I think 4 of us going to represent.
Sound like we're gonna have a quorum.
Probably better approach, just get dates from her and then send them out.
I really hope she agrees to the 13th.
That's right. If that happens, then that's
Okay. We'll stick with that date for now, and,
And if any other day for me, if I can get virtual, I can, take
Yes, sir.
plug in.
Supervisor Little.
Yeah, I was just trying to set that back,
Will that be a recess meeting?
That's the plan.
so that'll take care of all the meetings.
because I think when we get to discussing, based on what y'all just said, looks like we might not have a quorum for the 20th anyway, so we may need to set that recess.
Well, now, if we go ahead and set a recess meeting, we gotta stick to it. But if she's not available, then it's.
I see, yes.
So again, get some dates.
All right, all right.
Yeah, because if you put that recess meeting day,
You can always put it there, meeting adjourned.
instead of, okay, let's,
Just keep it flexible.
if we say work session, we stay in session, you're not obligated to say. Right.
The other piece of information, and it's primarily for you two, is we've gotten word from Butler Snow and Governmental Consultants that they're ready to sign all of our bond documents. Troy Johnson will be down on July the 15th at 11 a.m. And we need the Chancery Clerk and the Board President and the Board Attorney present for the signing of all of our bond documents. July the 15th at 11 a.m. in this boardroom.
What was that final figure?
12 minutes.
With that in mind, of course, we don't have funds in hand, but it does seem like we can open bids for various projects that we need to open bids for, advertise, that we can advertise for various projects.
Yes, sir.
We've
advertised before. We just can't accept this.
Can't accept it, but we can
Yeah,
advertise.
those funds should be in.
I'm hesitant to throw a date on the table, but I'm hearing July the 17th is when we would actually get the money.
But we can advertise now, of course, we certainly have funds in place, by the time the, bids come in.
Oh, yeah, I firmly believe we'll have the money. By the time you get it advertised and get the bids in and do a bid tab and all that. So to your question, that concludes my brief.
Motion to accept, county administrator. Motion by Supervisor Little, second by Supervisor Trainer. All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. We're now down to, Sheriff Department. Chief Deputy Maurice Johnson.
As always, we appreciate everything you all do. We don't have anything to do.
Thank you, sir. Next, we got Chancery Clerk, Ms. Sharon Livingston.
I'm good, I did mine already.
Okay, Board Attorney, Attorney Robinson.
We do have some updates on some things, but I question whether or not I even should bring the IRS issue up at this point, because we have not got confirmation.
We're gonna go into executive session. That may be a legal matter that we can talk about there.
That's the only that's the only real thing that I think is pressing to have a conversation about.
I'll defer to you whether that's something we can discuss in executive session.
It definitely is,
Okay.
especially on the
Executive session should today include some personnel matters. Personnel, legal, and legal, possible legal matters.
Yes, sir.
And property.
When we get to that, just make sure we get it on.
Next, county business. Board attorney, professional legal services, invoices.
Yeah, presented in your packet that
Motion to,
Make a motion to pay it.
motion by Supervisor Trainer, second by Supervisor Little, all in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Okay, next, I guess we can go ahead and supervise the business. Is there anything starting to my left? Supervisor Little, you got anything?
No, wild animals and big stuff, but we're good.
Okay, Supervisor Williams.
Well, we have nailed down 55 million for the sale of the hospital to be placed in a trust, which is a good thing.
we did that in accordance with the board's guided resolution that was passed last month.
That's right, sure did. That was 55 million.
That's correct, yes, sir.
There was another statement on through that motion pertaining to whether or not some additional funds will be automatically transferred to the trust.
In accordance with the resolution that was passed, the remaining funds would be held in escrow for the purpose of paying closing costs and related to the hospital, and then at the time that all of that's done, we would come back to the board with a final report and move those funds into the trust as well.
I had some concern about that part. The 55 million transfer into the trust is certainly a good move for us, but for everything else should be evaluated based on the county's situation, present situation, and necessity for those funds. Whether or not it's necessary to transfer that along with the 55 million, or whether or not the county has additional needs that need to be addressed. Because it could be done, we could transfer them, but we should have, at least have the opportunity to review the county's progress and the situation that we're in.
Let's get a motion in a second, then continue. Continue discussion. I'm assuming we certainly got some language in place that says we will endow the funds received for the sale of Ocklawaha County, which was 55 million. And that is concrete. That is concrete. What I guess what you're saying is whatever, and that was to delve a little bit further, that was different pots put out to address lawsuits that might happen after the sale of the hospital. Some other things, money were placed, and I guess what you're saying is those monies are different from the amount of the sale of the hospital, and you would like to see those funds maybe evaluated once we get past that point.
I think we should put it up for discussion. Put it up for discussion as to whether or not it's necessary to deposit those funds, or whether or not it's necessary to meet some of the needs that the county might presently have. And of course, we could transfer those funds. It could be transferred. But at least it give us the option for discussion before transfer.
I personally feel like since we publicly said we're going to put all of the funds, from the sale of the hospital, that I could not vote for that because I already voted to put them all up. And I feel like that's what we've done when we did that resolution, that because all the funds did come from the sale of the hospital, not just the purchase of highways. That was there. I know we may have a different opinion on that, but that's just my opinion, that we had already established that.
Well, I defer to the attorney as far as legal ramifications. Well, it's twofold for me. I probably agree with Supervisor Little. One is making sure that we stick to what we said we're going to do legally. Two is I've had that discussion with probably 100 people, and I've told every one of them what my interpretation of what our resolution was. Put all funds remaining after even the funds we set aside for escrow to go into that trust. So I don't have to go back and tell 100 people out and change their minds. But what is your legal opinion?
The resolution says that we're basically gonna put all funds from the sale of the hospital into this fund. I guess I would have to flesh out a little bit because the whole purpose of these funds are for county purposes in the future. So the reality is that at some point y'all are gonna be looking at these. I think you can be looking at these funds over the course of years regardless. That being said, I think that the initial approach should be to do what the resolution says and then reevaluate it that is your job in terms of moving forward. I'd have to go back and look at this a little closer.
I don't intend to put any money into the trust automatically. The board will have the opportunity, when we get ready, when Lee and I and Rob and you guys to an extent believe that we're through with all of our contingent liabilities and closeout costs and all of that stuff, we will not just automatically roll those funds into the trust. We will come back to the board. Now, in my understanding, the resolution is only as good as the next vote that would change the resolution.
And y'all
and y'all will have the opportunity to decide at a later time how much money to put in. I don't think we're there yet. In other words, we kept that money sequestered for the purposes of a number of closing costs that are still, quite frankly, unknown at this moment. And we get things in constantly, one of which we're going to talk about here in a moment, that surprise us, quite frankly.
Let's just do this. Let's honor your request. I understand what you're saying. Provide immediate needs back. Any available fund we could. Can we just make a motion or something that says at that time we'll bring it back up for discussion? I understand what your intention is, and I think at this point you feel how many years does this thing play out?
The escrow's got to stay open for 5, and then we've got some additional funds that are tied to some legal contracts with some doctors, and then we've got some unobligated funds that are still kind of coming in based on some other, settlements and things of that nature.
It may not even be this board that looks at those various funds.
There is a large, there will be a lot of money taken out of this. Worst case scenario, let me phrase this differently. Worst case scenario, there could be a lot of money going to places that maybe we were not aware of when we first started this process. And when we go into executive session, I'll flesh out a little bit of better answer to that. I don't want to get too deep in the.
It may not even be this board that's realistically looking at those labor funds, it may be the next board.
And it may not really be much money, but I'm sure there's a lot of dollar amount that would even be actively trained.
And you just want to be clear that purchase for that 55 million is set. So that's not what y'all discussing. You're not changing that. 55 million will go into that.
It's already
Make sure
declared.
It's already declared.
In accordance with the statute passed by the state of Mississippi, that money has been placed into trust and is now subject to that statute. The remaining funds is what we're talking about.
Y'all are in complete compliance. Let me be very clear for the newspaper and for everybody. We're in complete compliance with what the resolution says to do. But we do have some outstanding,
Obligations.
That's what we're doing right now.
I guess that's what Supervisor Williams is asking, that these escrow funds be evaluated at the end of a complete process. The statement is made that all debts have been paid, there is nothing left outstanding. Then you want to look at that funding that's left and evaluate whether or not it needs to go in the escrow, the endowment, whether it needs to go towards some project. And I guess the timeline we're talking, I think this thing is set for 5 years. So
it's a long runway.
At the end of 5 years. Now there's some other caveats in my mind that we can look at moving forward in the next year or so. Once you get this money endowed, you got interest that'll be coming off of it. So there's some other scenarios. But that being said, we've got a motion and we've got a second. I don't know if do you want your motion to hold? It's going to be probably 5 years before we look at that, but we've got a motion and a second to change because
we had a friendly amendment, I think, with Mr. Powell, so. I just think that we need to evaluate those funds and see whether or not the county has needs too. And I'm sure we do. We've done really good. Putting 55 million into an endowment is an excellent move for us. And the interest that's going to come off it is still an excellent opportunity for us. So the public, I think, realize that we have done really well. It's just that we have other obligations too that need to be addressed.
I guess then your motion is to amend our original motion that says all funds would be your motion. You want your motion to read that at the end of this process, the escrow funds be evaluated. Is that?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a lot of.
Second that, this is going to be 5 years down the road.
Yeah. It was motion and second by Supervisor Williams, motion by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor Trainer. All in favor?
Nay.
Motion passes 4-1. Okay. All right. Is there anything else coming out of District 5? I don't have anything coming out of District 3. That being said, we need a motion to go into closed session to determine if we need to go into executive session to discuss personnel,
contracts, dealing with some road projects. Third issue will be property issue that could have a lawsuit attached to it, and an IRS issue that we need to have a discussion about as well.
Motion to go into executive session to work on
Wait,
because you did close section.
Yeah. We can go into close first. It was motion by Supervisor Carver to go into closed session, second by Supervisor Williams. All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. We're now in closed session.
actually.
Oh, okay. Much more hot.
Yes.
Okay. We exited executive session with no action taken. We do have some, couple of action items that we need to take care of before we adjourn. The first one is we need to authorize our board attorney and, county administrator. There's an IRS claim, against OCH Hospital. We need to.
For an undetermined amount, but once the amount is determined, it is actually owed to allow that IRS payment to be made.
Motion by Supervisor Carver, second by Supervisor Little. Any other discussion? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. We also need to authorize our county engineer to go out and do an assessment of Williams Road and come back and report to the board of supervisors. Did I get a motion for that?
So, friendly amendment to that is so we can determine a time for repair.
Okay. Motion by Supervisor Williams that we'll authorize our county engineer to go out and assess Williams Road and come back with a time frame for repair. Second by Supervisor Carter. Any other discussion? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. We need to set a recess meeting today, and I guess that will be contingent. Are we going to try?
Well, I think everybody's going to NACO. We can certainly set our recess meeting around that.
Can't,
And then we can.
21st for the recess. I don't know about the work session.
Well, the thing is what we're just looking at for
the work session, so we talked about making that a recess, but we're trying to.
I'm sure she'll make it work.
Okay.
I don't know.
If it's open,
Let's just say 8 o'clock.
like I said, if we go ahead and set a recess for the 13th, we gotta stick with it.
Did anybody reach out to Cheryl? Not yet.
Mayor.
Did anybody reach out to
Mayor.
Anybody?
Hey, let's
I'm
bring
listening
it.
to
Sorry.
I can.
I know. But you said he said 13th, and she said I'm on vacation that day.
We can still move forward with our
We
recess.
can come in, we can come back and adjourn, and meet another time.
So,
Well, I'm sure y'all gonna have some stuff we're gonna need to meet again for the end of the month, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah, ain't no doubt.
So, I mean, we have recess till the 27th, I mean, we can do that, whatever.
13th at 8 o'clock.
Motion by Supervisor Little, second by Supervisor Trainer. We recess until the 13th at 8 a.m. All in favor? Motion passes.
Y'all have a great day. Appreciate it.
Motion to dismiss. We are here. Didn't make it before.